Claudia, it's not registered. It's an unregistered because it doesn't have a name yet.
See how big it is?
Just like me?
Yeah.
How's the picture? How's the enemy? Look at how many.
Give me one there.
What do you want that's
Then we have a ruckus.
Yeah.
So,
I have to hold Philip's hand while I'm giving it to you.
just fair warning. During your presentation, those two will fall off.
The two will what?
They'll fall off. So they will fall off because only take to the thing. So, and it's only one score, so
I still have to find it. That's the other.
Put it up for community.
Yeah, that's more good. I think it's what I'm gonna do. Like, we should have a page on WeChat. And then I put the picture on top. No.
Do you have everything you need?
I think so. Yep. I think we're broadcasting now, actually. Yeah.
See? Hello. What do you need to I didn't know. I haven't even looked at the
Yeah, if it's not flat, we can.
So you don't take it now, please all have to go positive. So we're still looking for someone who has a USB-C to either HDMI or VGA. And if no one wants to present who has USB-C, then we don't need that, but we think we will.
USB-C. Why not, DJ?
One adapter has been on fire.
Seems like your collection is not complete.
I have my VGA. I try to use this.
Well, it is relevant, but we have it. Don't forget to pick it back up.
Do you have one, Stephen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks. Better than my devices. Here.
So they can just take it here or here and go on.
You want to? This table, message with that one's changing. Microphone being used.
I'll give you to and you will
Crowdsourcing it. Great.
I go to the toilet. As one. We will go there. Or you can see the we take out and say hello, saying that we join the audience. And I will introduce the fact that we connected. We made a backline. We need to press the file to the and we have 3 developers starting to develop an application made by us. I go to the toilet first.
Because Camel doesn't have any like assigning characters, where you have like a character and assigning character that that's all on page, right? We guys do a lot of
Ich glaube, es ist so ziemlich alles da und auch so Adapter, also sehr gut.
Do you need? Okay, I can't plug in here because it's going to shake. I think there's one over there. You want to take this? Extend that.
Is this on? Yes. Please come in, please take a seat. There's still a couple of seats on the left-hand side over here, as last time, and over there on the very right-hand side too. Hey. Oh no, what's happening?
Where's Johnny?
Sebring, I think he might unplug it here. Look down. No, down below.
Where can we get the link to the...
Oh, let me put it up.
So you'll put it on Facebook?
The stream. Let me put it. I'll put it in the Telegram right now, and then you can put it wherever.
Okay.
I'll put it on Facebook too. Let's see, YouTube.
Still some seats over here on the far right-hand side or left-hand side for you if you enter the room. Still some seats over there. Okay, guys, can you grab a seat? I think we can get started then. So we seem to be pretty complete. Don't see many people out there anymore. Okay, that's for later then. Good, thank you. So yeah, here we are, last day. How is everybody feeling? Happy, I hope. That sounded happy. I'm very happy. I achieved all my personal goals for the weekend. I could wear a unicorn T-shirt and make other people wear unicorn T-shirts. I participated in a dance party till 3 o'clock in the morning on a hackathon. That was pretty cool. And there was no major Wi-Fi hiccups. So yeah. And I had a really good time with all of you, and this is why we want to have another little round of thank yous. I try to keep it really short because I'm also losing my voice. Not related to any karaoke nights or something. I first want to thank the UFA Hotel for their flexibility and for having us here for the weekend. That was really like very, very nice of them. We could do holes in their walls and ceilings to get the additional Wi-Fi installed and stuff. They had little panic moments, I think, but in the end they were fine with everything, and I think that's just a great thing and deserves a round of applause from us. Then I want to thank all the event volunteers who came here to blog, to make photos, to be there for newcomers, and do all these other great things on top of their hacking. You made this event what it was, and I think it was quite a success, and I see a lot of happy faces, so this is due to all of you, so thank you for being here and for taking your part into making this hackathon a great weekend for all of us. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank my team, the unicorns, all of them. I think I would have gone crazy without all of them. Like, we are very different kind of people, but as a group, we could just pull this event off. And I'm very happy to have all these great, amazing people on my team, starting with Annemarie over there. She did all the registration and all the scholarships and guided and shepherded everybody from around the world to Vienna. So I think she did an amazing job there. Next with Megan, who jumped into the unicorn team, coming from the foundation and having a good time with us, helping Annemarie with the registration. Thank you so much for being part of this. Then, of course, I want to thank Raimund and Danny, who were responsible for creating this working and learning environments for us. Everything looks like it's always been like that, but actually there was a lot of thought going into this. And thank you so much for your flexibility and for all the work you did in the wee hours to make everything nice for the next day. So that's a lot of things that people don't see, but thank you so much for sacrificing your sleep to make that happen. Then I want to thank all the volunteers from Wikimedia Austria who did guided tours, who came here to talk to people, who also spent their nights before that to help us doing the name badges and all of that. So thank you, everybody from our great volunteers here in Austria who made their contribution to feel all of you welcome here too. And I want to thank the members of my board that are here today, Philip and Alex, also two unicorns, who helped us everywhere that we needed them and also contributed a great deal to our sanity before that, our sources of tranquility. Thank you for being here and helping us with that. And once again, Rachel and Shristi, also thank you very much for helping us with all your experiences with hackathons. And last but not least, I want to thank Sonia, who did all the outreach and mentoring work that we tried this hackathon, and she's just great. What shall I say? I mean, you know her now. And I want to ask you to stage because you want to do your own little round of thank you and applause for everybody, I think.
Thanks, Claudia. Your hands are really getting a workout here at this closing ceremony. Yeah, I'm going to say a few words about the mentoring program. And yeah, I'm a little bit nervous right now. That sort of mirrors the nervousness I had when I was asked by Claudia to help out as a contractor for this hackathon, because I was sort of new to the movement, and there I came in with this idea of a new approach, of a more guided approach to onboarding newcomers. It was an idea that we tried out at this hackathon for the first time, but as is the case with so many great ideas, and I think I dare to say almost all great ideas, that they don't just appear out of thin air, but that they build on something that's already there, that they build on a foundation. And with the mentoring program that we tried out for this hackathon together, we just put some sort of structure to that. And for me to discover over the last weeks leading up to this hackathon, and then very intensely over the last 3 days, to discover how strong and powerful the drive and passion to share knowledge in each of everyone in this community is, how deeply rooted that passion to share and to work together and to collaborate is. That was so amazing and inspiring, and I cannot even begin to tell you what that means to me and to put that into words. I'm maybe still gonna try to put it into words. But I would now like to invite all the mentors who participated in the first round of the mentoring program. I invite you up all to stage. Please come here. Oh, there's so many of you. Okay, you surround me. Wow, yeah. So many of them. The stage is not big enough, and that was like beyond any of the expectations I had when I first, in the registration sheet we asked who is willing to be a mentor, and then about 70 people or so said yes, I'd like to be mentoring. But then when we sent out an email of a clear definition of what mentoring in this program would mean, that this would mean like exclusive mentoring, like in addition what all of you who are like sitting in those chairs are already doing, then around 20-ish people or so opted in. And as you can see, there is more than 20 people right here, because during the introduction session during Friday, more people came up and said, yes, I want to be a mentor, and that is great. And all of the mentors took a lot of time and passion to help newcomers. And now at this point, I would ask and invite the newcomers to just briefly stand up so we can give them a round of applause. Would all the newcomers maybe stand up, or we just give them a round of applause? Okay, mentors who are now surrounding me, so I don't know where to look. Over the last 3 days, you constantly improved the program with your ideas, and you really helped make this a wonderful thing, and some of your ideas could be implemented right away. I was really impressed with all the suggestions that you came up with that we could put into effect during the event itself. And many of your other ideas will be implemented in the future, hopefully. And you put so much effort into helping and welcoming newcomers. You have really set an example. We hope to continue this effort in the future. There's a few there's a few things, a few measures that I'm going to mention. We have created a fabricator tag, very aptly named Hackathon, Wikimedia Hackathon 2017 Newcomer Contributions, to highlight exactly those in all the fabricator tasks that were completed or started over the weekend. There is a wiki page including documentation that I will continue to update with like outcomes and learnings from this program. And Srishti is gonna be in charge of the follow-up with the newcomer projects over the year, because that's something that we started here, but it shouldn't end here. So yeah, all of you have created a spark of something that will hopefully catch fire and be continued in the future. And for this, you get my deepest thanks and like my heartfelt thanks. But because you can't put that in a bank, here's also some silver coins for all of you.
Thank you so much.
You can just jump on stage and say, drinking your beer.
Okay, that was it. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. So now we're going to do the really exciting stuff. We're going to demonstrate to each other what we have created. We have 36 sessions registered in the Etherpad, and I would like to ask each of you who have registered to do a session to line up next to Rachel in the order in which you have registered. Exactly that order. So that means that we're going to start with Matt Moretz and Ad, then Mark, Tony and Brian, Leah, the Wikidata team. Given that we have 36 sessions and a time limit of 3 minutes per session, please stick to that time limit. If you hear the clock, then you're done. And your time includes the time you need to change your laptop. So let's see how far we go from here. And all presenters, please realize that you're demonstrating something to someone who may not know exactly what you're doing, so please provide some context. And the people from the community team will make notes about your presentation, so there will be some added context in Fabricator at some point.
What's happening here? Okay. So, my project over the weekend was to create a proof of concept of like Wikidata game but for Commons. And I came up with two metrics that I wanted to gather. The first is the category that we've randomly selected, here less randomly, but is this a subject of images? So for CC by SA 4.0, it's not, it's for licensing. So I hit no, no. Come on. This is a subject, however, because it's for a dance move, so I click yes. Then I have to do some magic and get the categories images from Commons. Hopefully they all work fine. Live demos are always great. So then the second thing is this picture in the in the category depicting the subject that that category represents. So Chris Murphy is clearly in that picture. Y. Takes a second to load. You can kind of see him there in the back row, so yes, yes. The other categories haven't loaded yet, but that's the gist of it. Thank you.
Hello. So during this hackathon,
Get closer.
During this hackathon, we experiment the documentation sprint area. So that was basically a corner of the room where people could come and write technical documentation about projects. We work mainly on Wikidata, but of course it could also be somewhere else, something else. So that was a success because we had an average of 10 people being there during the 3 days and working on at least 5 different projects. And I will let them present now what they've been working on.
Great. Just very quickly, I thought this is not my quote, it's Jens' quote, is that we get a lot of glory for creating content, developing code, but not a lot of glory for writing documentation. So we spent a lot of time on this. Just some basic findings before I hand over to Sandra. Wikidata documentation really hasn't been examined holistically from top down. Lots of documentation from 2 years ago when the focus was on Wikibase and Wikibase development. Still a lot of future tense in the documentation when things are done already. Key pages address people by role or category rather than by task, so we want to fix some of those issues. So Sandra will talk about front page that she redesigned. I fixed the introduction so that it is more technically accurate. It's more accessible to a beginner rather than just more technically accurate. And then we just want to make sure you knew about the fact that this is the Fabricator task. And we actually have added a lot of tasks under there. And there actually is a new Wikidata Wiki project documentation that we started here. So if you can, sign up and help document things going forward.
Please sign up for it and help us. I won't add much more. I think Andrew gave a very good overview. We did look at the main page of Wikidata and which pages are the most actively used when people click further. So we know that people click on, if you go to the top of the page, most actively on the introduction, on the community portal and help. So these are the pages where we have to welcome newcomers. So these are the areas that we should focus our attention on. Some people of our group have also worked on the glossary, which was kind of messy and not really glossary-ish. So thumbs up for the people who worked on that. And one new thing that you can already see on the homepage and translate in your own language, please, is the Get Involved box, which is really like a very concise introduction for newcomers.
Great. Can I plug in?
Okay, so we also try to improve the Wikibase documentation, the less than perfect Wikibase documentation. And we did, if you like Google for Wikibase, for example, the first page that shows up is this one. This had not a good description what Wikibase is, so we updated this page, and from here you now can also find a step-by-step installation instruction for a basic Wikibase setup if you want to set it up on your local wiki, for example. There is still a lot of outdated pages out there. We will, like, in the future also try to improve them. I think at least the Wikibase page and the Wikibase installation instructions are already marked for translation. So whoever wants to translate, go ahead.
I'll just stay here. Okay, so we were working on more documentation for the constraints part of Wikidata, which is something I'm also working on all the time. So there's now a new help page on the main help portal documenting in general what constraints are, what they mean, what they don't mean, and also more detailed pages for each type of constraint that also tell you what you can do about this constraint. For example, there are several possible actions you can take. This tells you what you might do, or perhaps you don't need to do anything at all. And also something I did that I don't have a screenshot of, unfortunately, but there's this user script that shows constraint violations up down here. And this text here, single value, will now be linked to the documentation about the single value constraint so that you can also understand what it means.
All right. That's it. All right, thank you.
And we have a presentation about the Commons Android app improvements now.
Hi everyone. So a few of us worked on the Commons Android app. You can see it over there. So some of the new things that we have are a navigation drawer, which is really nice because previously we were stuffing everything to the action bar. Not very good. And we also have a map of nearby places that need photos. If you click on any of them, you can go to the Wikidata article, for example. This is Hotel Koenig, which is nearby. Or you can get directions, which will load the map app off your phone. And we've also fixed a few issues with the loading of the images on the main screen, like your contributions. So they're actually loading a lot faster now. Some people were having problems with memory issues because we were actually getting the thumbnails in a very convoluted way. But thanks to the help of Dimitri from the Wikipedia app team, we have finally fixed that. So hopefully everyone should be able to use it right now. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much.
Next up is BLP's with a single editor.
Okay, go ahead.
Jullie komen zo nog even?
Ja.
Ben jij de volgende? Visual editor. Ja.
Okay, so the idea of this project was to work on something that would benefit Wikipedia, but would also bring other users that perhaps use other ways of communicating to use this. And since we had expertise in Telegram in this hackathon, we decided to do a little bot that would give you biographies of living persons that have only been edited by one person. This is important because there is a place there for a lot of conflict of interest if only one person does that. So we did a bot that searches for such biographies and puts it on your talk page, and this is already active on the Romanian Wikipedia. And we also did this little Telegram bot. You say hello first. And then it tells you, it has a single command for now, just wiki, and it returns a single article from the biographies of living persons that has only been edited by one person. It takes a while because there is no caching, but of course it can be improved with other categories, other languages, and so on. Thank you.
Next is the visual editor. Unneeded extra white space shown on some articles and how to resolve that.
Yeah, the Dutch Wikipedia, my name is Ad Hakershoven, and the visual editor is not default for newcomers because for a specific problem some Dutch Wikipedians see that is in view mode visual editor. Sometimes you see a lot of extra white space called slugs or multiple slugs. And it now should get on the screen.
should be fine. Yeah.
It's coming. So this is a severe example of it. All those white space is only visible in Visual Editor. I worked with Bartos on this issue and came up with, how do I click? And this is after I solved it, or Bartos gave me the idea how to solve it.
It's now
So, and now it's solved, and the map can be edited using the template editor. So that's very fine. It depends upon the community if this kind of solution will work for them, because in the article the two texts, it is a begin template and an end template that were added. So it is not solved in the Visual Editor software. So we'll see how far we can get with it. And now I'm here. I want to thank also Tony and Brian Wolf for helping me to become a real developer. I made my first commit. And I especially thank the mentoring team who set up the featured task list with the small tasks. So I grabbed the smallest task there was. It was to increase the edit count for page move. So if that gets through the review next week, then it's live in 2 weeks' time.
Next is viewing 3D models natively on Android.
Nice. Okay, so I heard that the multimedia team has been working on allowing uploading 3D models to Commons, which is really great. And thinking about 3D models, I thought I would help in the best way I know how, which is to whip together a nice and simple native app for loading 3D models. So here it is. And so this is the app. There's no model loaded right now. You can browse for models, and I have a few downloaded. Let's pick a nice one. And there we go. So this is... Yeah, this supports STL files, and it also supports object, OBJ files to some extent, and PLY files, which is point cloud files. It's very smooth. It's probably not that smooth over this screen sharing, but on my device it's 60 plus FPS. You have your standard trackball motion and pinch to zoom and all of that. And also, because this is a native app, once you have it installed, it becomes the default handler for STL files on your device. So if you navigate to a URL that has an STL link, it'll load using this app. And of course, the best part is the button at the bottom there. And let's press that. And you drop this into your Google Cardboard, and it becomes virtual reality. So with head tracking, you can look up and down and around the model. That's it.
Philip knows the magic button.
It just takes a while.
Oh. start your introduction.
Sure. Hi, I'm Mihail from Wikimedia Foundation with the Discovery team. So quick background. In sentiment analysis, you start with a dictionary of words that correspond to emotions, and you take a body of text and break it down by word and see how many of the words express different emotions. So I thought it would be an interesting tool to take any talk page and then have a sentiment analysis breakdown of the comments. So the first part is an API that I built that is currently available on Labs. It takes the page name and then the source, and it gives a sentiment breakdown of the different posts by topic and then also by participant. I also made a app that you can use that is currently available also online, and you can see the breakdown of different topics. So a possible use for this is if somebody wants to figure out a formula for calculating the civility score of a discussion based on the output of the API. That's it.
Next up, flash readability. Or flash? No, flash.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pronounce. 1 second.
Go ahead and start.
Okay. Hi everyone. Actually, I'm a newcomer. I had the chance to work this weekend on Auras, and I created a new feature. Oh, sorry. Should I start again? Okay. So I created a new feature and model scorer for Auras this weekend, and it's the Flash Kinecate reading ease text readability score. It's a pretty simple formula, and what it does is it tries to analyze a text or put a value, a score to a text, how readable it is. Pretty much it counts how many words there are in a text and divides it by the total number of sentences and also the syllables in words. So the shorter the sentence there are and the shorter the words are, the more easy it should be to understand. So what did we do with it? On the one hand, we added the scorer model to Auras, and we can now calculate the value for any given Wikipedia article. We can get the Flash score, and what I did afterwards, I analyzed the history of biology, or the article biology, and plotted the readability, how it evolved over time during different revisions. Thank you.
Next is the Carto editor. An online editor to build rich interactive maps for a cartographer.
It takes a few seconds. Press start your introduction and come.
So hi. This weekend I worked on an interactive chart editor. Since several months, Chartographer is a new extension that is installed. You just
okay.
Can I plug it again?
So I think we have to change the source code.
You have to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is it. So that doesn't matter. So since Chartographer exists on almost all the wiki, user can draw maps, interactive maps. Oh yeah, that works. So maps with almost many shapes and so.
but to make those maps, end user have to write GeoJSON by hand, and that's not very user friendly. So I made an editor available on Commons, which allow end users to directly draw the map they want to have. They can place it and customize many things, picture and icons and so on. And there, it's available. It's easy to use.
The gender gap dashboard.
Here we go. Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. First off, I wanted to thank Sonia and Claudia for organizing the mentoring program, because within the mentoring program, this project happened. I'm a newcomer to the Wikimedia Hackathon and community, and I think without the mentoring program, I wouldn't have been able to actually create anything this weekend. So I'm super, super excited to have done this with my two teammates. Yeah, so what our project started out with this idea of using metadata from Wikipedia and from certain language Wikipedias to sort of look at the gender breakdown across users and across roles. And we explored, the first 2 days were just spent like exploring a little bit why maybe users might decide to disclose or not disclose their gender, which types of users would be female or male or might not want to disclose that. And so it just kind of took us on a journey sort of exploring the Wikipedia world. Yeah, but if we look at the results, our focus was to kind of visualize some of this information that we collected through charts. So these are kind of like proof of concepts for a project that we're planning to actually continue beyond the hackathon. And we looked specifically at the German and the Portuguese Wikipedia because I'm based in Austria and my teammates are based in Brazil. So these are the languages that we were interested in. And yeah, so of course we all sort of know or assume that there's a high concentration of male users and editors, and we all sort of know that this is happening, and we're hoping that through sort of exploring this, we might be able to figure out why, and maybe to figure out how we might want to change that. Yeah, so in the graphs here you can see, or in these pie charts, yeah, you can see that we've also looked at the genders of administrators, for example, on German and Portuguese Wikipedia, to see that they're, on the Portuguese one, 90% male. Yeah, so these are just kind of thoughts that we've been looking into, and we're planning to continue this. So yeah, there's a fabricator task and everything. If anyone wants to help, you're very welcome. Thanks.
Next up, real-time collaborative editing in Visual Editor.
Ooh.
So I hope everyone knows what Visual Editor is.
No idea.
And everyone knows what Etherpad is.
What?
What do you mean?
Please start at the front.
Oh, come on.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so me, David Chan, and Ed made a little thing. There's a URL that you're welcome to join at visualeditor-test.themiflabs.org, and then go to special:collab pad, and I will go to the pad called demo. And as you can see, I have a visual editor here. I can change my name, and I can see who else is in here, which is apparently a bunch of people. And then I can go write some things, and other people can write more things.
Uh-oh. Immediate stress test.
Yeah, this is definitely being stress tested here. Thanks to Benoit, we found lots of cases in which this thing dies horribly with errors, so it's not at all done. But we think this is really cool.
Next is a JavaScript review system prototype.
Oh.
Okay. So I was working to implement a JavaScript review system inside MediaWiki. It can be thought of as a version of flag graphs for JavaScript pages. And the rationale is that by default in MediaWiki, administrators can edit site JavaScript, and this is executed for all users who view the site. However, the issue comes when you are running a wiki farm or a shard install, because there you can no longer implicitly trust administrators to add custom JavaScript, since anybody can just create a wiki, add some custom JavaScript, and then this feature in effect becomes accessed as a service, because they can use it to take over accounts of people who have global rights and such. Or sometimes people would like a quality gate for site JavaScript to ensure that administrators who aren't as tech-savvy don't add site JavaScript that breaks functionality or doesn't work correctly. So this extension offers some very simple functionality. Basically, all changes to site JavaScript have to go through a review process and manually approved before they actually go live for the users. So the way it looks like is that after I make an edit to a JavaScript page, there is a warning and a prompt that makes me submit this revision for review, and in the left in the navigation sidebar there is also a status summary of the current revision and the actual live revision. There's some close-ups. And there is also a page which for the purpose of the prototype is very rudimentary, but this is intended to collect all the review requests. Now of course this could be fleshed out in the final version, but this could allow reviewers to respond to the review requests and either approve or reject them, which takes us to the next step. So on the diff page there are some additional buttons for the reviewers to either approve or reject the revision. In case of approval, it goes live and the JavaScript starts to be executed for the viewers of the site, and if it's rejected, then the status of the revision is updated appropriately. And so this is basically, the idea is based on the content review extension, which is currently deployed at Wikia, but the code is completely different. I can show you a short screencast if you like, if we have time.
30 seconds?
Yep. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds. Okay, so. Yep. Okay, well, probably we won't get to the end, but yeah, the basic purpose is that after I make an edit to a JavaScript page, the prompt appears that the latest revision has not yet been submitted for review, and yeah. And from here we go as it was described in the screenshots, so thank you for the opportunity.
Next up, item quality prediction in Wikidata. Who is Simon04? Please report to Rachel.
It's slowest.
Yay!
Yeah. All right. Okay. So Amir and I worked on a thing over the past couple days. It was to do with this site called Wikidata. Has anybody heard of that? Okay. So, all right. So we've been working actually for a long time on this problem. So we're looking at quality in Wikidata. So who here has heard of the Wikipedia 1.0 assessment scale in English Wikipedia? Or maybe has a scale like that in their home wiki? Wikidata didn't have that. Nothing like it. So we went through a big community collaboration process of proposing what a scale might look like and what sort of criteria might make Wikidata items good and bad. And then we built a model to predict this stuff and released it via ORS. I'm not quite sure who speaks receiver operating characteristics in the room, but those are some really, really, really good ones. So it turns out that it's much easier to predict quality in structured data than it is in text. But anyway, so this allows us to do some really, really cool things. So I thought I'd measure the history of the quality level of some Wikidata items over time. So we can see that Douglas Adams, which is on the top, it gained very high quality right away. And Jimmy Wales kind of, petered along for a little while, but it's definitely up there. It actually kind of challenged Douglas Adams for a while, but now Douglas Adams is better. And then we can see that around the middle is the Wikidata item on biology. That's probably a pretty important one, maybe even more important than Douglas Adams, so maybe it should be a little bit higher quality, I'm not quite sure. And then there's this guy, Aaron Halfacre, I don't even know, but I guess he's actually kind of leader than lead, it turns out. But I got to show you something because this is really important. This model isn't magic. It doesn't just like measure things perfectly. There's this jump in the quality of the item for this Aaron Halfacre guy, and I want to show you what that jump was. So somebody, Pigs on the Wing, using the naming Gelzler Wikidata tool, added a bunch of translations of my name in all sorts of languages. And so, which it turns out it's basically Aaron Halfacre anywhere you look. But the fun story about this, so this is both a good story and a bad story because the model learned that translations are important, that we have to have labels in lots of languages. But it kind of made a mistake because translations of proper names, they don't quite hold as much value as it would for translations of, say, the word biology. So anyway, it works, it's interesting, there are some problems, we'll work on those.
Next up, the locator tool. We located Simon.
Great. Hi everyone. I've been working on the locator tool. This is a tool hosted on WMF Labs. I've been creating it last year and I got the chance to talk to a few people here, get awesome feedback, and I would like to present what the tool does. It's a tool which helps to add location to images on Commons, and the starting point is that you enable, or one starting point is that you enable a gadget in your preferences on Commons, and then the tool is listed on the left-hand side toolbox, and when you launch the tool, you get presented a list of all images on one category on the left-hand side, and you can click through the images and select the corresponding location on the map, and afterwards click on the save button, and then the tool automatically saves the change to the description page of the file. The tool supports the location tag and the object location tag, so every need is hopefully fulfilled. And I hope to improve the tool further based on the nice feedback I got on this hackathon. Thank you.
Next up, allowing users to block receiving notifications from users that they don't want to receive them from. AKA blacklisting.
So I'm Justin, this is Moriel, and this is Matt, and we were all part of the Mentor-Mentee program, so thank you to everyone who organized that. and I can tell you it's been a success, as many other projects can attest to. So we worked on the, I can't present this. Okay, so we worked on the blacklist, and this is just the problem. Some people got harassed. They didn't want to keep getting harassed by people. So this is one of the testimonies from the task force describing that it was a highly wanted feature. So we added a new preference for the user in the Echo extension. Before it was a subpage, and we did not want the blacklist to be public. And thanks to Bartaj, we got the infusion to work with the user's multi-select widget. Right now we're still using a text area. So to do, we want to ensure that the feature works for both JS and non-JS machines, and the UI changes between both. We need to add some tests for the new cases, and we also need to discuss whether a user should receive a notification if they are mentioned on their user page. And also we need to get feedback from the community, so the feature for now is gated, as it hasn't been enabled on any wikis yet. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is one user, and I'm going to block one user, and then I'm going to send a notification. It's going to be from here. I'm going to go to their I'm going to go to a test page, and I'm going to edit it here. Sorry, you can't see it. I should have just muted it. And I'm going to assign it. And the user, so I'm going to mirror it. And I just sent a notification. I can't do it.
You keep talking and you have to wrap it up.
Yeah, so right now the block list works, but it still allows notifications to come in if it's posted on the user talk page. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Sorry I couldn't show.
Now something about developing MediaWiki within a Docker development environment.
I'll take a bit. Yeah, so I'm Adam, or Adshaw, and about a week ago I deleted my development environment. I just started playing around with Docker a bit, and I thought I'd see what I could do. And so the code is on there on my GitHub, and it's quite small. And the process is you install Docker and you install Docker Compose. You clone my repository, which has some scripts and things in, and you clone MediaWiki and the vector skin at the moment. You create a really basic local settings file, which just loads another magical local settings file. You run these commands, which will install run install.php for MediaWiki, so installing the databases. You can add these magical host things to your host file, and then I can, in theory, demo this. So I just run the up command, and it's starting my containers. And now if I refresh this page, as they all hopefully slowly appear. So they're still, there you go. And so that's MediaWiki on Nginx and PHP 7 using MariaDB, and then you can just, oh no. And now it's running on PHP 5, and now it's connecting to MySQL, and now it's running on Apache, and also if anybody knows how to turn HHVM strict mode off, I'd love to know, and then I can make that work. So if anybody wants to give it a go, that would be great. It's not perfect, and there are still various to-dos I want to do. Ideally, this would be the script you run, so you can choose the port, you choose what type of database, and you can run multiple ones of these, so you have multiple sites set up. And then you just could, say, fire up an EN wiki, and then just go to enwiki.mediawiki, and it would magically work. Thanks.
Then Fatame, an OAuth service for making items for sources on Wikidata.
Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Tobias, and we work together on a Django app, which just uses OAuth to basically make Wikidata items as a service. So if you have something that's getting data from a very structured place already, like say bibliographic sources, then you can just look it up and make the item and basically just a short demo. So you log in. This is all under Adam's account actually. And then authenticated, and then you literally just go to add, and you add some item, and yeah, it's made your item, and you can barely see any of this, right, because it's massively zoomed out. Scroll in. Yeah, so you get back an ID for whichever item you've made, and that's like fully populated with all the metadata from the remote service that you chose to get it from.
Show the item.
And need a wiki. Yeah, so there you are. It's like fully populated with all the right things and all the right references, and it's fully populated with all the right things and all the right references and stuff. And yeah, so you can just make them in bulk, basically. Thank you.
Then moving from Visual Editor to the Telegram instant messaging client.
Anybody could help me with this? Hi, my name is Amir. Most people don't speak English. So does anybody know here what is translatewiki.net? Quite a lot of people. So in case you don't know, translatewiki.net is the website where all the user interface strings of MediaWiki are translated to lots of other languages, not only MediaWiki, but also a bunch of other projects like OpenStreetMap and Etherpad and a few others. And there are tens of thousands of messages to translate, and they are updated all the time to more than 300 languages. And I thought, well, maybe we can translate them not only through the web browser, but also directly through your Telegram app, without leaving your app, without installing anything else. Now, I started working on this last year in Jerusalem, and this year we kept improving things. I hope to be able to show you something if it works.
Maybe use another laptop.
That would be too complicated. Really nothing to plug in. That's a pretty usual laptop. If it works, hopefully. Anyway, I'll just tell you that this is so odd. I'm sorry about that. I prepared. This is just USB.
Works fine. Oh, it's normal USB, not USB-C.
I guess not. I don't know. Is this laptop?
Oh, this is HDMI.
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, Philip, you said you needed USB-C.
Yes. Thank you. Good. Hi. Now I can actually do something. It's not intentional, honestly. Okay, so. Does it work?
It just takes
time. If I'm out of time, just tell me.
You're getting some extra.
Okay.
We messed this up.
That's okay. Well, in the meantime, while it's working, yeah, something happening? Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Good. Good, finally. Okay, so this is a Telegram client on my desktop, and I'm talking to a bot account, and basically what happens is, yeah, this is running. So what happens is that, first of all, I didn't set any language. Now it used to be a hard-coded language. Now I can choose any language I want. So let's see some untranslated messages. It automatically selected Hebrew for me because that's my language. And you can see here, so these are the untranslated messages into Hebrew. So the first one is suggested wiki text formatting. It's not translated. So here it is, suggested wiki text formatting. And I'll just type translation.
Have you got Pablo?
No. And I'll submit it as a Telegram message. And I'll just get the next one. Reference group changed from 1 to 2. And if I refresh this, you'll see that it's translated. It's submitted, and yeah, and let me very, very quickly change to another language. So I set the language to Russian. So these are the untranslated messages into Russian. Now, notice a curious thing here. You see the first message here, the first untranslated message is very, very, very long. Translating such a thing in Telegram would be not very convenient. So it is automatically skipped. And if I do untranslated, yep, this is automatically skipped, and the first one that is actually shown is a shorter one, which is this one. So yeah, and that is it. Thank you. Just to mention quickly, don't go away. This is Taras. He helped me a lot. He's a newcomer, and thanks to the mentorship program, great work. Also thanks to Justin, who already presented here, and a bunch of other people for whom I don't have time. But thank you all.
Next
Nicholas, thank you all.
Improvements to the newsletter extension. We located Jonas. Yeah.
You can stop. Hi. So we, along with other people, have been working on doing the final issues for getting the newsletter extension production ready. So we don't have like exactly cool interfaces to show you because a lot of the bugs were kind of more back-end type things. But here's, look at this giant list of crossed out things. Isn't that awesome?
Just to add, we finished all security review blockers and stuff. So we also had this list for newcomers tasks and like MTDU, so she fixed few of them. And then nobody turned up, so we reversed it a bit with me becoming the newcomer and Brian and Florian helping it out. So yeah, we were almost there, and probably in a few weeks we might production. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Next up, Lingua Libre, a massive open audio recording system.
I hope so.
Just start talking.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Hugo. I come from France.
Closer to the mic.
I come from France. So I came to the Wikimedia Hackathon to introduce other people with a project we have been working on for a little more than 1 year. It's Lingua Libre. Excuse me. Oh. So
I didn't understand what you mean.
Okay, so one. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I came to introduce Lingua Libre. It's a system to make massive open audio recordings. So you go to the website and you can, with a list of words, and you can record 1,000 words by hour. So we start in France to have some institutional collaboration with academics and institutions, and I wanted to introduce the project at the Wikimedia Hackathon. So I came here and to develop our awareness about this project. And luckily, I met some developers, which have been wonderful to input their energy into the project. So I will, for them, show up. I'm very thankful to them, and I will. We will present you one of the things we made. First, a small demo, and then the thing we added up.
40 seconds left.
40. Okay.
It's not me.
No, it's not you.
I don't know.
You better start saying something.
Yeah.
5 seconds, the bell will ring. Your time is up. I'm sorry.
You can visit the website to make 1,000 of audio recording, and we will leave the place for the next speaker. Thank you.
Next up is query.wikidata.org.
So, hey, my name is Jonas from the Wikidata team, and last year I wrote this query helper for SPARQL queries, and this year I teach it how to cope with bind statements. So, if I change human here for example, horse, oops, then you will see the idea here changed to horse, and this is the query result of horse. And the cool thing is it works vice versa, so you can just change it back to human and then you see it's human again. So I'd like to show another thing, because I also created a new result view, which is kind of Windows XP Explorer style. And this helps you to view data in a tree view. So, thank you.
Next up, workaround for the collation issue in Farsi.
I don't know before. Help if I plugged in the dict converter.
No, that's not the right one.
Sorry. Oh. Does this one not work either?
I think it's on the other side.
Other side. I don't actually plug my laptop into things very often. What about, that's just a USB. So there's a display port right here. Just some play port? I think it's display port.
2 minutes left.
Oh, this should be really short. Those, I mean, no, that's not display port, sorry. There's some sort of thing for... Okay, so we're not going to do this with a picture. Okay, so we use this fancy thing called libicu to sort categories in various languages. And it allows cool things like, you know, in Swedish, the A with the 2 dots over top, all the language people are probably giving me evil eye for describing it like that. It's sorted differently from where it's sorted in German, and so for different languages we can customize the sort order to make it right. So in Farsi we do that too, except there's a bug in the version of that program that we currently use in production, where the symbol that looks like a little line to my non-Farsi Aleph. Okay, so the Arabic Aleph was kind of being treated as like an accent instead of a real character. We think because there was some sort of bug with Unicode normalization in libICU, and it made it like just not be counted when sorting categories. So we made a workaround where for the purposes of sorting, we replaced it with a character from Syriac language that sorts immediately before Arabic, and no one really uses those characters, so it's all good. And then as a result, sorting looks nice again. I don't know, do you want to add anything? Okay, yeah, that's about it.
Next we have advanced search options for MediaWiki. So we're 30 presentations in almost. We have about 20 to go.
Biggest showcase ever.
Okay. As part of the German Technical Wishlist project, we tried to make special search a bit more useful. We created 2 prototypes with 2 different ideas. One idea was make it a bit more technical, let the users learn what the things are you can do on this search with the search interface. For example, you can search for JPEG files that contain the word hack. And what this wizard does for you is it pre-selects the file type, the file namespace, and compiles the search into this bar, and you can learn the nice keywords. And that way, second prototype we created here during the hackathon is a bit different. We tried first we tried to turn it into an actual extension, which is the case now. We tried to use OJS as much as possible, as you can see here, with these little nifty boxes, and we tried to hide the technical details as much as we can. So if I do the same thing, it might not hide anything because this is my local machine, but loading time, yeah. Then it looks like this. Again, it pre-selects the file namespace and shows you that there are some additional things happening under the hood, and you can change them. But the actual search that's happening is just a little hidden feature here. But a non-technical user does not care that much. That's it.
And we will continue iterating on this search as it is a wish for the technical wish list, and hopefully it will land in beta in the next months.
Next is plantdata.io.
Hi, so it was myself, Katie Horn, Wikimedia Foundation, and Erica Bajun and Deb Tankersley, all Wikimedia Foundation people, working on this project, and we had no idea coming in if we were completely crazy or not. So most of the weekend was not hacking, it was mostly research into finding out how nuts this idea was. So since I don't really have anything to demo here, I'm just going to show you this picture that I drew. Pens for authenticity. Okay, so the general idea is that you have a plot of land that has no plants on it, you don't like it, you want it to be better. So you throw a little sensor out there, it takes things like temperature data, humidity data, things about sunlight, anything else, soil pH, whatever. And then we use those parameters to create a query in Sparkle and go get some Wikidata back that will tell you nice things that will grow on that plot of land that you have based on the data that you've collected. And then you plant all of those plants and you're the happy little guy in the corner. So that's pretty much what we got. We did a lot of research and found that most of the data that we need is of course not in Wikidata, neither are the properties that we would need to be on the plant data, but there are some plants in Wikidata, and we think we might be able to ask the communities to give us our properties so we can do some of these things. We definitely have found data sources that are CC0 already that contain the things that we need to get this to happen. So if we are crazy, everyone was too polite to tell us, so thanks. We're going to keep working on this.
Next is MW to Sparkle. Allow querying Wikipedia databases using Sparkle.
Let's try if it works.
Just wait.
Okay, yeah. So I keep working on the tools that converts Sparkle queries to SQL in order to be able to query Wikipedia database. So for example, using the being able to retrieve category trees and revision history, contribution for a given user and so on. And also be able, using federated queries, to create both Wikidata and MediaWiki database.
No, Siobhan, it's switched on the.
Where?
It got switched on. You have to switch it on.
How did it get switched off? It's on.
Okay, so I will try to speak louder. So if I try out some more query, so having description for a English Wikipedia article. Hopefully it's gonna work here. So you could retrieve a lot of things, so internal links, transcribed pages and templates, and also categories, revision history, and we could probably also map the other tables available in database or users, links between wikis and so on.
Next is OOJS.
No.
Sorry, improve compatibility of universal language selector with non-vector skins. We're having a problem with the microphone here. Is there anyone who knows a bit more about it?
So, like putting laptop on it.
Yeah, my still
Okay, yes. So I was trying to fix some bugs in between some other things, and so this pop-up, which is I guess new, so it used to be on the personal thing, and it was moved to this part, and everything worked aside from the fact that it assumes that the sidebar is always on the left side, which is not a valid assumption when you're dealing with other skins. So in Monobook that works, it's on the left side, that's fine. The problem is the moment it goes into the other side, which, oh crap. So this is a low enough resolution that it put the sidebar on the left side anyway because Timeless is responsive.
Try zooming out.
I don't know how to scroll in Windows. How do you zoom?
Two fingers?
Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, it's not. I can't zoom out. It's not working. Control minus. Oh, yes, that worked. Okay, sorry. I booted Windows so I could connect it to the thing, but I don't usually use Windows at all. So, okay, so yes, now the other languages is on the other side. It's on the right side this time, and what I was working on is making it actually flip. So it pops out in the other direction. which it should have just done, but it didn't, and now it does. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. OOJS UI show widget code in demo.
Start talking.
All right. Hello. My name is Volker, and this is Bartos, and we are happy to show you some little nifty improvement. Improving the OOJS UI documentation was one of the 10 items on the developer wish list, and we are fully aware that nobody RTFM, so we also try to improve the demos. And one of the things that we were identifying is you have your one of the normal way that the developer goes for searching for stuff is coming to the demos and copy and paste. So what changed is this little button here that led you to the console, and if you click it now, you find the initialization for the widget that you're looking at. And this is just, let's go a little bit further to a little bit more complicated ones, like for example, the select file.
No, I mean the model side. Whatever.
So complicated, but such small code needed. And let's go for another one. Let's hide it again. Yeah, have fun and give us feedback. Oh, sorry, I forgot something. A big shout out to Pratik Saxena, because he was I'm just the courier of the message. He was, together with Bartos, the main people behind the code.
Next is using OOJS with Vue.
Oh, no. That's not it. Okay, so I did something super simple, and there's a lot of mysticism that it might not be simple, so I'm here to tell you that it is. I used Vue.js a while back to build this version of Wikistats, which is going to be, it's a prototype, but it's going to be the new interface. And one of the immediate things is it doesn't use OJS UI components. So there's these checkboxes here, they work, they're nice, but they don't use OJS UI. So now they do. And they still work. And this is outside of MediaWiki, outside of Resource Loader. It's totally possible. There's some problems that I have that I want to talk to the developers about, but yeah, if you want to do it, there it is.
The next project sounds a bit scary, but Wiki Reaper.
All right, so there's a lot of interesting notable deaths, and there's this Twitter bot with a nice empty black background to represent life. So this bot has stopped working, and we don't know who maintains it, so who knows? And it's also very weird, like you so you can actually get things like this. So it's, I don't know, it's just strange. So we wanted to use Wikidata for getting a better death reporter, and so we tried to use event streams. We couldn't get a good structured way to get the claims from the descriptions. It's not like, complex. So we decided to just use the Wikidata query service, polling. That works very, very nicely. Took some time to come up with that simple query, but we did it. And the result is the Wiki Reaper. So See the banner. That's how you use templates outside of Wikimedia. So it's a humor account, so don't take it very seriously. But if you want to subscribe, it's been updating since yesterday. Yeah, so the repo is WikiReaper on GitHub if you search for it. It's a very simple example of polling Wikidata query service and using Twitter at Tweetbot. And Corey's going to talk about the future of this.
Yeah, actually, so some of our designers actually took a look at this. So we're having a little fun here, but this is actually something that's kind of relevant. Like people like to know if like someone recently died. So actually, Carolyn was working on some designs for showing this like in the iOS app for notifications. So you can see we just had one recently with like Chris Cornell. I actually found out like that's just happened as we were researching this. So we might try to play with this a little later.
Turned out my fears were completely justified. Next is Superwatch.
So it's just a small gadget. If you have some project page with dozens of sub-pages and you don't want to watch all your project, including the sub-projects, then my gadget, which you can't see for some reasons, will add a new shiny star next to the normal watch star. And if you press it, you will watch not only the page but also all sub-pages and all images on all sub-pages recursively. And yes, so it doesn't work, but you can include it, and I will fix the remaining few glitches in the next days.
Next is finding items to merge.
But I need to. Okay. There are lots of items that are completely the same that needs to be merged in Wikidata, but finding it's really hard, even though you can build a classifier, machine learning classifier AI, to check that similarity between two items, but you need to do for each of pair of items. So basically you need to compare one item to 26 million and go to the next one, and yeah, it will take some time. So basically what I've suggested, there are something called locality sensitive hashes, which are the exact opposite of encryption hashes. They are, so the idea behind that is hash of the texts that are similar to each other will stay similar to each other. So for example, and you can, what I did after that was going through all items in Wikipedia using DOMs and trying to turn them into hashes, like relevant parts like labels, and sorted them and try to find hashes that are similar enough to each other so we can suggest people to merge. But still, there are lots of false positive in it, so I try to, if I can bring my browser here, so, and yes, but I found some false positives, but still it can work. For example, it suggests this to me with this item. Oh, come on. Yes, they are basically the same, but in their different counties, and name of the counties is even similar to each other. So
Yeah, we can use it in probably 1 month, and so we can have a like system that suggests people items to merge based on similarities in them. So that would be.
Next, Scholia.
Okay, I've been working with an application to display the stuff in Wikidata, particularly related to researcher, and it's called Scholia. So, for example, it can display researchers. Taken one here, you probably know. So it displays the list of publications. You can go further down. The list of publications per year, co-authors. Oops. And a lot of other things. Pictures, topics, education, if it's time-stamped, and so on, locations associated with the person. So what I've been working on here in this connection is, for example, a random button for the author here, which should then get to, for example, this author here. Another thing is comparing organizations. For example, 3 Great Britain or UK universities here. So the co-authorships and the number of works per year. So these are all more or less created by queries to the Wikidata query service. One thing that I also did was tools. For example, if you have an archive identified to generate quick statements and then add them. And for example here, to generate a list of publications for an author. For example here it's Jutta Frith, which you then can include in Wikipedia. Okay.
Next is categories in Sparkle.
Okay, I'll start talking and hope that it will show something eventually. We have mentioned here a couple of times before Wikidata Query Service. It's pretty cool, but it doesn't have all the data that we have on wikis. Specifically, one of the things that it doesn't have is categories and which categories contain which categories, all these 3. And if we think about categories, it's basically a graph which is defined by a relationship between category and subcategory. And we have this graph database. So a bunch of people had this unusual thought, why we don't take this graph and put it in the graph database and see what happens. So that's exactly what I did as an experiment for this hackathon. And basically, we now can find, for example, for category sportsmanship, we can find a list of categories that are parents. And we also can find a list of categories that are subcategories for this category. So this, if we talk book about horses, so we have subcategories here for books about horses on commons. And what this will be useful for example, to have deep category searches. So that's the next step we will be exploring if we be able to use this to do deep category searches, so we can search not only in a certain category but also in all categories that descend from it. So that's all for me.
Next, the revision slider on mobile devices.
Yes, I think you all know the revision slider. It's, I think, up and live on all wikis since last week or so. And until now it is only visible on the desktop side and not on the mobile side. And that's what I fixed during the hackathon. So this is the revision slider on the my test wiki on the desktop side. I can simply slide through revisions here. It works pretty well. And if I now go to the mobile view, takes some time. More or less. Okay, it doesn't work.
Try a refresh.
Oh, it's already loading and I already clicked it. Yeah, but I think you can imagine what happens. You see the mobile page with a mobile disk screen, and you will see the version slider. There's a little bit of different UI concept, so you can't slide with a mouse here because you don't have a mouse, obviously. So you have to click one revision, and it will show up the information, like here. And after that, you can simply select the sliders, and they will slide around. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, we're at the last 5 or so. Visual editor with visual diffs.
Which one should I use? Does it Yeah, it is a bit better. Well, talking of diffs, we on the visual editor team have also been looking at diffs. So let's just make a few changes to this page. We'll edit a reference, delete a reference, make a little edit, maybe move this paragraph as well. And delete column. Okay, so now we try and review what we've done. And you can see the wiki text diff has been a bit confused by all the moving. We can't see the difference in the references, and the table diff just looks confusing. So instead we have a visual diff. We've tracked the moved paragraphs, we've got all the changes, and you can't really see it, but at the bottom we have the differences in the references as well.
Okay, ORS flagged reds reviews. That's a lot of R's.
Oh, did I do it?
Yeah, just go.
You first.
Just go. So we have Wiki Tribunal.
I need that. No, the Wikipedia app more generic. Should be somewhere.
Ah, okay. I just read the wrong line. Sorry. Generic Media Wiki Android app.
So who here has seen the Android Wikipedia app? So what Florian and two mentees, Antonio and Elizabeth, and myself worked on during the hackathon was to make the code base of the Wikipedia Android app more generic so it runs against any MediaWiki installation. What we did add a new Gradle flavor, so you can actually have custom application IDs, so you can install it on both apps at the same time. So as you can see, here's the Wikipedia app, and then here's the new MediaWiki app. And it has custom strings and custom icons, and then it has we made a lot of changes to the dev settings, so you can provide the URL to the MediaWiki installation. And let me start it. This is basically data from WikiVoyage, English WikiVoyage. We already hooked it up with for testing against MediaWiki itself. So here's the page that you've probably seen a lot on MediaWiki, and we also hooked it up with Florian's wiki installation, which is actually in German, even though the title is English. You can edit pages. You can use the gallery. You can even edit descriptions if the wiki instance is linked to a Wikibase installation. And you can use reading lists. And I've collected actually links to articles on different MediaWiki installations. So we have some from WikiVoyage here. This is from MediaWiki, this is from DroidWiki, and another one from WikiVoyage.
Yes, Oris flag grabs reviews.
No, hold on. So we have the discussion about the placket revisions. Let's see if we can get there. Yeah. Where is my picture? Yes. So, and the plugin revision tries to check the every edit which eBay users and new users are doing, and there are a lot of them, and reviewers are not so much. So it is pretty hard work to make it reasonably fast, and least some wikis most likely just give up. Like Russian Wikipedia, the lines at the bottom are maximum some months, and Russian Wikipedia is years. Albanian Wikipedia is 8 years, I think, the backlog length. It's not such a problem because generally edits are shown directly to users, so it doesn't take away that readers can see what there is, but it is still a little bit bad. So, and one solution for that was that we can try use Ores to check just those or clear those edits which are good ones. They don't need to be checked, and I tried to test it.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. I think that. Let's see what that does. So. Okay, it worked something. Yeah. And the gray ones are those edits which it skips and stuff like that. Yeah. And this is kind of script. It's are running once per day in Finnish Wikipedia. Which just cleans the backlog. No. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Next is a Wiki Tribunal, and Peter Kraker, please report to Rachel in front of the room.
Take a bit.
Okay. So I'm John. You might not know, but we have a trending API which gives a good idea of where our editors are focusing their attention. So this is like something I built before the hackathon, which shows what the most edited articles are for the last 24 hours. The problem with this is you just have to guess why it's trending. So because I'm British, I know that Doctor Who is a great British TV show. And I'm guessing about 9 hours ago there was an episode of Doctor Who that aired, and a load of editors like swarmed on that article. But if you don't have that context, like this list is pretty useless. So the idea I had was to link it up to news results. Unfortunately, this is actually quite difficult because there's not many good news aggregator APIs. I used a Google RSS feed in the end, which blocked me numerous times for like abuse of the API, so it's not going to work long term, but it worked for the purpose of this. So here all I'm doing is basically taking that data, mashing up with a bunch of news results. So now I can see why these things are trending. So for instance, there was a presidential election in Iran, if you didn't know, and that's why this person is trending. So that's what about.
Next is knowledge maps for the Wikiverse.
Yeah, hi, my name is Peter. I run a project called Open Knowledge Maps, and there we try to create visual overviews for scientific research topics. Here you can see the map for open data. So we're trying to create this bird's eye view where you have, for example, linked open data here, open government data, and then you can go from the bird's eye view directly to individual papers and read them in the same interface. And so I came to the hackathon to understand how we can best use this tool for the Wikiverse. And yesterday there was a session where we came up with many cool ideas, so thanks for all the participants. One was to create a map of the last 6 months on a research topic and then give this to Wikipedia editors so they can easily update articles with new evidence. Or that we create a map of the references that are in a Wikipedia article and then enhance that with recommendations for further references. But there were also a lot of ideas on how we can integrate that with Wikidata and with the Dataverse that's coming up. And so Tom and Daniel and others, we came up with a pretty elaborate plan on how we can use WikiFactMine, which is a project that extracts facts from papers, to improve the maps and then to put the result into Wikidata. And for dramatic effect, we decided to first create a before map. So this is the map on the Zika research, which was created with the standard system, but a new integration for PubMed Central. And this is the after map. So unfortunately, we didn't get that far, but we plan to finish our work during the upcoming WikiSite conference, which should also be a good venue for this. Thank you very much.
Next is the mass mail project.
Mass mail. Yeah, probably had to reach out to users on their talk pages for a couple of users, and I was approached by an organizer for a wiki conference in Germany who wanted to send out private information to users not on their talk pages but through Wikimail. And he was lazy, and I'm lazy, and I promised him to help. And I wrote a small JavaScript called mass mail to send out multiple Wikimails at once. So when you include the code to JavaScript, you can find on the bottom in the tools section mass mail. It will send out the information. So whom do we want to contact? The Hexer, Zooman, Braveheart. What's the title or the subject of the mail? Greetings from Vienna. I'm saying hi, and of course I want to contact everyone individually, so I have a replace system here for reaching out to all these people. Thanks for being around. I can still decide if I want a copy of that or not. In this case, not. Should be no here in this case. And you should now have all emails, Wikimails. If you found this useful, please make it better. Really, it's just a workaround. Has no graphical surface here. It's a bit tricky to do this for text with paragraphs. You need to prepare that in advance and copy it in. Auto-completion of usernames would be awesome. Yeah, but I'm not that experienced in doing this. So, thanks.
Hi. So, I do a lot of transferring files from Flickr to Commons, and sometimes then there are freely licensed images from an event, but no information about who was at the event on Flickr. Like this event, where Sebastian Terburg, whom some Dutch Wikipedians will know, was. Then you go to the event page, and then you do find names, but then you have to still filter them out. And what I've automated this weekend is grabbing strings of text from that page that look like names, which you then can select which aren't actually names, and also correct if the regex that I use for names is a bit too greedy. The idea is that after you've selected what the strings that are actually people's names, is to then go to Wikidata to search if those people have Wikidata entries that are linked to Wikipedia pages, so you can then illustrate those Wikipedia pages. This event I did that second step already manually, and then at that event there were 2 people that didn't yet have pictures with them, but now do. Among them, this member of parliament that had already been in parliament for 5 years.
All right, that was it. That was the showcase. Yeah, we haven't had such a marathon before, but we're going to evaluate this. We had 46 presentations. They took 2 minutes and 12 seconds on average. So thank you everyone for sticking to your time slot. This session is almost over. We know that it's been going on for almost 2 hours. I want to announce the chair of the Wikimedia Foundation, Christophe Henner.
It's very formal.
He has a few words for us.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, hi, I'm Christophe, chair of the foundation. So the funny thing is, 2 days ago I shared on Facebook that I was really happy to attend the Wikimedia event with no meetings, no talks, nothing, just a random attendees. And then they asked me to talk here, so really happy about that. Thank you. That's my first hackathon actually, because every other year it happened at the same time as other meetings and other things, so I really enjoyed that, it was amazing. Especially the showcase session, I heard about it before, and it's even better than what I've been told, because there have been some pretty interesting stuff, like the collaborative visual editor, that is super neat, or the Wiki Tribunal, because Dr. Wu, well, Dr. Wu. So I'm not going to talk for long, because that's been a long session. I'd like just to say that I had a really good time, and it was really interesting, and it feels really good to attend a meeting where people do actually things and not just talk for once. And finally, I would like to thank Claudia, because you thanked everyone before and not yourself. So. I don't know how the other hackathon but this one was pretty good, especially the party last night, which ended up quite late in the end. So thank you everyone, and hope you had a good time, at least I had. And now I think it's, oh, no, I should not say anything. Thank you.
Are they first?
Are they first? Okay, I just messed that up.
Okay, so it's my pleasure to introduce Tony and Aurel from Wikimedia Amical, and they will tell you about next year's venue. If I get this to run. It's my own laptop, and I don't know which. No, I'm not announcing anything, but it'll pop up in a second, I hope. So this is last time that this dumb video projector will try to find a signal. I hope. Yay!
Hey!
Bro, please.
Okay, microphone. Okay, thanks.
I'll take this one.
Thank you. Okay, that's always the problem with the microphones, not to try to put the hands around it. Okay. Anyway, I didn't want to go in that direction. Okay, so thanks, first of all. Microphone, yeah. Thanks for all. Thank you, everyone, for having us here. For us, has been a very nice experience talking to you, especially the organizers of Wikimedia Hackathon this year, also Rachel and all the team of Wikimedia Foundation, and all the other people that have been preparing hackathons before. We got a lot of feedback these days. What do you think, Uriel?
Yeah, we got it.
It's really, really nice. And well, you already have an idea what we are going to do next year. So we are going to host the next Wikimedia Hackathon. We are both of us from Amical Wikimedia. And we are going to have this in person. So yeah, it's gonna be in Barcelona next year. We still, it's gonna likely to be by May. And strictly speaking, it's gonna be in the Autonomous University of Barcelona. That is, if you've been in Barcelona, it's just behind the little mountain. Here is a bit of map, OpenStreetMap. So it's a young university for European standards. It is the 15th anniversary. It's actually, maybe you can see here, that's Barcelona. That's the airport. Just a bit more. You have the university. It's a very, very nice place, a nice campus, like in the American movies. So it's very, very nice. And then here I show you, you can go to Fabricator and check. Here are some of the places. This would be the Arts and Humanities faculty that we want to prepare maybe the first day. And then the second day is going to be the engineering school that we think is an awesome venue for holding a hackathon.
And that's all. I don't know any other thing.
No, you are all invited in Barcelona next year. See you there.
So now it's my turn again. Sorry for interrupting earlier. I have a small couple of logistic things to say. We will, as I already said in the opening, will have a feedback form. I think we will be sending it out by tomorrow. And again, please take a couple of minutes to fill in that feedback form. It helped us so much, and I'm sure it will help our friends in Amical to incorporate that in their planning. So please take the time and fill it in. We take that very seriously. Then we want to make this event as sustainable as possible. That means if you don't want to keep your lanyard and that plastic badge and stuff, you can recycle it at the help and reception desk. So please bring it back and we can reuse it. As well as we made like a lot of information material not branded on Vienna in 2017, and we will ship it off to Barcelona so they can reuse it. And last but not least, Danny asked me something. He put a little sheet of paper here that I can't find, but I think he said, please also check the lost and found, right? So there are still a couple of things in the lost and found. And that checkout is at 11 a.m. That's for the people who leave tomorrow, most probably. Okay, so thank you again for being here, for coming, for being patient enough to go through all of that. It was really, really cool to have you all here. For all of those who stay in Vienna for the wiki site, enjoy yourself. I'm sure that's going to be a great conference too. And hope to see you soon at another Wikimedia event. Bye.
Thanks again for all your work, and we continue also that the documentation project. I wish some other people will jump in and continue with the that was great. Cool. All right. See you soon.
Als Liam hier. Dat we de wat je op de chat die was net geworden. Ja, en ik dacht Rottima. Ja, ik heb opzoeken dat we het kijken.
Something about so Wikimedia Germany has like event staff. Are they also supporting it? Yeah.
They don't have the time to make it like settled, but we have like an advisor from the department that helps us.
It's weird, you have a whole department and they can't even help.
Yeah, they will help us. There's only one person that's moved on, and they already have. I think in the administration there is also their German Wikimedia conference, and Wikimedia has a lot of people. That's why. But yeah, and working more. Very Germany is quite to organize all that sort of events with the department has been.
That would be a waste of the use.
Yes.
Thanks for the nice presentation.
Yeah, the team is done. The employee team is done.
volunteers?
And volunteers, I have to apply to program committee and scholarship committee. For the other types of volunteer, I have to put application for them, but I don't have a lot of people to sign up right now. Probably because it's too early and stuff, and I hope that will but I hope like in September, October, we will start.
Yeah, then it's already too late, I guess.
It depends on what. Yeah, my main concern right now would be on site because I realize that I need a lot more people than
No, that's also usually the
take
easy.
care of everything.
That's usually the easiest thing to arrange.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Volunteers on site because that's the only commitment you have is to be there.
You're right.
You don't have to do anything in advance to show up. And you can just ask around like who wants to help out or not. In the registration or something else. And they're always
Yeah, I have this idea of asking the registration
It's usually the things that happen need to happen way in advance. Like you already have the venue, right? You need to walk to a hotel somewhere that's close.
Yeah.
So otherwise everyone gets scattered all over the city.
Yeah. That's the thing is that we don't provide, we don't pay for the attendance. But we do the hotels around, so I think
All right, yeah.
Maybe you've been there.
I've been there.
You haven't there.
Yeah,
So there is nothing to sleep, like but there are expensive areas and there are
No, it's like so changes for
This one, right? Oh, so it's on Albano. Oh, that's convenient. There's also just down the road. This one is pretty good. This hostel. Stayed there several times. Yeah, that's like, and here this is a hotel where a lot of people get food when they're in Germany, right?
the other side of the city, maybe 5 or 10 minutes walking there.
Yeah. Oh, that's all cool. Yeah. I've never actually been there because I would go to the hackathon and I would go to the conference and we would have like this fun hackathon and people would come meetings all day. It was so boring.
Thank you very much for your we will reach our goal of 100 people, that's no problem. Our main problem right now is about finding a scholarship, which we're not sure we'll be able to provide that. Thank you for your work. Money problems.
It's like this place. Like if you live somewhere in the city, you have nowhere to stay.
That's the thing. I have no idea about the No, I didn't really. I said
I'll be here for next year.
Okay, perfect. See you later.
How do people from state face
short screen, I couldn't find any examples anywhere.
Der Wunsch wäre, dass man secondary application dass man die halt danach
So there's a huge like So, it's a good shimmy, it's like just in the like
ich hätte gerne also
eigentlich ist ja das Achtung geschlossen, aber fast nur Leute, die spazieren, ich werde doch gar nicht zum Abendbrot. Das nächste ist auf jeden Fall. Das ist halt eben auch nur Zeit vor der den kleinen Schritten geht es auch.
Irgendwie ist das ja bei vielen großen Projekten so mit Integrationen sind es ja auch genau, das ist ja das, was die Leute dann wieder schätzen, irgendwie dann sehr Konsistenz drin ist.
We made a lot of progress in this hackathon. It's now much easier to thanks to you. And that's the point. That's fine.
Yeah, I said, I have to remind them that I have to say and like, I also always said, yeah.
Zurzeit ist es halt nur zu wenig.
Und dann ja, die Frage, dass man es gleich so macht, dass man wirklich Einbindung vorstellt. ist derselbe Style, Wikimedia verwenden und die wollen die halt eben drin haben.
Ja, wenn du den Style nicht ohne Text, warum kann man die dann ohne Text und ohne Das letzte war der Paul nochmal an der Hackathon von der
Auch nur Das ist ja zumindest der Fotografer erstmal entstanden.
Also you learn about Wikimedia
Das
Il est déjà 18h, je sors rapide à mon avis, je vais faire pour je vais parvenir ici, je
J'adore le setup.
Surtout que tout le monde a encore laissé ses...
Oui, c'est ça.
Ça broadcast encore. Je vais quand même prendre une photo de l'installation.
Il faut la force de communication.
Ok.
Whether it's really like this, I mean, really nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's quite unusual in such areas. In Minsk also it was snowing.
I mean, definitely southern parts. March, April, looks like Italy down, Spain down. Yes, and the north of course. Then it's June, July. So people start to get to